Double guns. What's up, internet? So for this video, I thought it would be really fun if I take you back to 2012 for my very first experience with the States. Before 2015, when I moved to the States for school, I actually visited twice prior to that. And the very first time was in 2012. I was in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach for 5 or 6 months, and then I got to travel for a month. I was on a work and travel student program, and that was my very first experience with the States. I traveled there alone. I did everything by myself, so it was super exciting and it was super refreshing just to go out into the world and experience it. And looking back the other day, I realized how many things I just internalized in the past, since 2015 when I studied there. When in reality, the first time I saw them, I was like, huh? What is that? So I want to share with you 6 things that confused me as a European. I was born and raised in Slovenia, coming to the States for the first time. Now, the very first thing that I want to mention here is drive-thru ATM. Now, before I visited the States, I had no idea that that even exists. I didn't even know that you can get a drive-thru coffee, that Starbucks has a drive-thru. I thought only McDonald's has it because we have a few of them here in Slovenia, but it's not a thing, it's not such a big thing here. And then I go over there and it's drive-thru Starbucks, drive-thru Taco Bell, drive-thru getting toilet paper. And I actually have a bit of a funny story first time using the drive-thru ATM. Well, it wasn't funny back then, it's funny now. Actually got robbed the day I used a drive-thru ATM for the first time. If you want me to tell you the long version of that story, let me know in the comments down below. But basically, long story short, so I was working in Myrtle Beach and it was about 2 weeks after I have arrived, I got my first paycheck, and that was such an exciting moment for me. It was in a form of a check, which I also didn't expect. I just thought I was gonna get it deposited on my bank account, which is the way things are handled over here. But I was like, oh, it's a check and it's American money. I've had jobs prior to that since I was 15, but they were in euros, never in dollars. And it was a small amount. It was like $160, right? But it was $160 and I was so broke, so damn broke. I spent everything I had on the plane ticket there and all the necessary paperwork for that, so I was looking forward to this paycheck. I told my coworker who offered me a ride back home because it was really dark outside. We finished really late and I actually was 45-minute bike ride away from where I worked, and most of it was next to a highway. So, I was inhaling a lot of fumes every day on my way to work in like 105-degree weather, but that's fine. I was happy. I was experiencing life. I was so full of energy and everything. He offered me a ride and I told him, oh, can we just stop at the ATM? I want to deposit my paycheck because I wanted to do it right away. So we stopped at the drive-thru ATM. He was in the driver's seat and he must have seen my PIN code because my bank card disappeared a few days later, and there was a withdrawal of $160 on my bank account that I didn't make, and I had $165 on my bank account, so I was left with 5. So, I went back and forth with the bank, and I'm pretty sure it was him. There's no other way that it wasn't him because the card magically reappeared in my wallet afterwards, the money was gone. So yeah, my first experience with the drive-thru ATM was kind of lame. So I never used it afterwards ever again because I was like, oh, this is some bad juju. This is some bad energy. I don't want to go next to you again. But all was fine in the end. I did confront him, but he denied it. Obviously, he was 5'8", now I'm 5'3". What am I supposed to do? What? But yeah, drive-thru ATM. a wonderful experience. Speaking of money, the next thing that confused me so much was all the names that you guys have for money. Oh my God, you have a nickel, you have a penny, a quarter, and a dime. And I worked at the store, you know, at the register. So instantly I was like, okay, a dime, which one? Oh, or the customer would just be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Just give me back a quarter. And I'd be like, a quarter, what is that? Is that oh my God, which one of you is a quarter? And they would be like, it's that one over there. And I'd be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I don't know what I'm doing. So it took a little bit for me to like get used to the fact that coins have names. Over here, we just call them €1 and €2 and 50 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents. You know, it's simple. I also realized how lightweight your money is. Like what? If I have like 10 coins in my wallet in Slovenia, it is so heavy. It feels like I'm rich, but I'm not. And then in America, I can have a pot of gold in my wallet and it'll be like easy breezy, you know. I could go for a run with it and I'll be fine. But here I have 2 coins in my wallet and I can basically jump into a river and, you know, sink to the bottom. I know that it's from a different material, but like still, I thought it was fascinating. So that's why in the first few weeks I kept losing money because it was so lightweight that I was just like, oh, it was just falling out of my pockets. And you guys also have your bills all the same size. What's that all about? At the register, I had to be extra careful, like not to return, you know, too much or too little. Or like when the customer gave me the money, I had to be like, oh, is it a 20? Is it a 10? Or is it a 5? I don't know. Wait, 5? Is there a $5 banknote? Oh yeah, there is. Oh my God, I haven't been to the States for so long. I don't even know how money looks like anymore. Existential crisis. Let's move on from this topic. You know, look how pretty, colorful the money is. I know some Americans call it monopoly money, but like it's pretty. I know exactly which color I need to have in my hands to feel rich. And we also have a €500 banknote, which in America, it stops at 100. Third thing that confused me when I moved to the States is super embarrassing. Oh my God. I didn't really realize until 2015, after a while of like living in LA, that when people say at the register or in the store, "Hi, how are you?" they don't actually want you to elaborate on that. It's kind of like saying hello. And let me just show you. Hello, how are you? Oh, I'm so great. Thank you for asking. How about you? How is your day going? I'm good. Thank you for asking. That is so great to hear. I'm so glad that you're having a good day. It really is. Okay, bye. I didn't know that it was supposed to be just like hello thing. You know, it's not necessarily hi, I care how you are. So, a bit embarrassing, but here we are. Next thing that I didn't realize is how accents are attractive in the States. Every time I open my mouth, instantly I get questions where I'm from, and then it also gets really awkward right away when I say Slovenia and nobody knows where that is, and I have to start explaining, so they kind of like pretend that oh yeah, right, of course I know about that place, when I'm like, really? What country is it next to? Like, or, oh, really? Like, where do you know it from? And they'd be like, oh yeah, my friend once, their girlfriend's brother's mother and dog's sister visited, and they met actually somebody who looked a lot like you. And I'm just like, it's fine. Like, you don't have to know where we are. We're like small. It's just like 2 million of us. It's a small country, okay? I can drive from one point of the country to the other in 4.5 hours. So yeah, I get it. You don't know where we are. It's fine. But the accents thing, oh my God. People are just like, oh my God, you sound so exotic. And I myself hate my accent. And I know that right now everybody will be like, no, I love your accent. Because I'm actually trying to get rid of it. Because to work in the industry, I cannot sound so foreign. I mean, I know I don't sound really, really foreign. I know my accent is pretty good compared to other international students that I have listened to while going to school, or other, people that I've worked with, or, but I remember this one memory, and I remember it so vividly. It was in 2013. I was in Santa Cruz. I was in a room full of people. We were just hanging out. I just arrived, so everybody was just like talking amongst each other, and I was just sitting there like I didn't really know anybody. So somebody approached me and was like, oh yeah, hey, where are you from? And they probably expected me to say either, oh, this part of Santa Cruz, or like, I don't know, San Jose. And instead I was like, Slovenia, Europe? And then the whole room just like went silent, and everybody just like, what? You're from Europe? Hi! So suddenly I had like 20 people just start bombarding me with questions to be like, oh my God, say something in your language, say something in your accent. Oh my God, your accent's so cool. Throughout the past years of existence in the States, all the time, everybody's like, oh my God, I love your accent. Oh my God, speak some more. And I'm just like, I think for people with accents, we're not so fascinated with them. Maybe like a Scottish or Irish accent, I tend to listen to, and I'm like, this is so cool. But for the accent haver, it feels like you have this billboard on your face and a target on your back, and sometimes you just don't want to talk to anybody, but people still want to talk to you because you sound funny. So yeah, fascination with accents. What is that? Okay, this next thing, it doesn't really happen everywhere. I think you need to be next to tourist spots for that to happen. I know it was happening in Myrtle Beach. It was happening in Santa Cruz at the boardwalk, because I also lived in Santa Cruz in 2013. I also have seen it in Venice Beach, but the magnitude of it is the biggest on Hollywood Boulevard, and that is selling CDs, charging for a photo while dressing up as a Spider-Man, or stuff like that. I was really, really shocked by the pushiness of these performers, street performers or something. I mean, I get it. It's a tough city, or like, life in general is tough. People try to find ways to make money. They will do anything for you to say yes to a picture, and they can smell tourists from afar. Just come up to you and start like hugging you and touching you, or like saying, oh, selfie, selfie, selfie. And then like the selfie is like $5 or $10, Or they would just be like, hi, how are you? And just like be really in your face, or just like start walking with you and just not leave you alone. And especially the CD people. I was actually warned about that after a few weeks of living in LA, that a lot of those guys sell empty CDs. And they sell them to tourists because, tourists buys a CD. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna come back from Italy, and once you realize the CD is empty? I mean, not all of them, obviously. Some of them have music on it, and it's a way for the artists to try to break through or get their music out, whatever. But often those CDs are empty, and often these people are the most pushy people. Oh dear God, they would literally walk with you for 2 blocks if they find you interesting, just to sell you a CD, or just start asking you, where are you from? What do you do for a living? This is my CD, and just like shove it in your face. I never understood that. It really confused me. I still don't get it. It's scaring the hell out of me every time it happens, because like I have said, I'm 5'3", what am I gonna do? Bite them? But yeah, that's just something that is not happening in Slovenia yet, probably yet. It's inevitable, because everything comes to Slovenia eventually. But probably like 2040, people will start selling CDs here. we're behind time with everything. Last but not least for this video is something that might be really obvious to you if you are from the States, but is super confusing and shocking to us from Europe or other continents, or especially from small countries. The vastness of everything and the distance to everything is so big. Just the size of it is, I couldn't comprehend. I still can't comprehend that, because I also have another funny story. In 2012, when I first visited, so I actually flew into North Carolina, and I planned on staying the night there and then take the bus to South Carolina the next day. Little did I know is there will be no buses the next day. So I actually had to figure out a way to get myself to South Carolina so I can start work. Even living in California, it is so big, and if you don't have a car, which I don't, you have to use the public transit, and it just takes forever to get someplace. And even if you do have a car, getting to other parts of California, like I've said, Santa Cruz is so far away, but it's still like in California, it's just, it doesn't, or San Francisco, it's such a long drive, but it's still in the same state. Or whenever I visit Tahoe, it's a 17-hour commute with different buses and trains and stuff like that, because I'm not paying that much for a plane ticket just to fly for like an hour and a half. Like, no. Even that, the fact that you can fly to other parts of the state, and it makes sense because it's just so far away. Or once I took a flight from LA to Chicago, I'm gonna blink twice and I'm gonna be there. Oh, hell no, it took forever. And then even, you know, flying from one part of the country to another, like for example, LA, New York, that's a whole experience. I'm just used to walking everywhere I go or biking everywhere I go over here. So, you know, I try to live that kind of lifestyle over there, but it's really hard not to have a car. So I'm gonna have to get one eventually, because like I have said, the distance isn't as close as I thought it was gonna be in my brain. So yeah, that's about it. Those are my very first experiences in the States. If you want me to make more of these, let me know in the comments down below. I have so many stories. I have so many stories that I've never told before. I have lived a lot so far, and I'm really excited to live even more. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and follow me on my Instagram and subscribe to my channel. There's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button. And yeah, that'll be it. Stay awesome, stay positive. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.